Howdy folks, I'm Marcelo Mendes and welcome to the wonderful world of English and gaming, where you can learn new words or expressions through my gameplay. And today's video, not only am I going to teach you one expression, but I'm going to break down the whole sentence and talk about some other words and one English idiom. So let's jump right into the game and have some action. Okay guys, I'm now here playing the game and I'm walking around this town and let's see what the woman over there has to say. Let's listen to her.
We're happy to help our neighbors, but how long are they planning to stick around? You know the old saying, guests and fish start to stink after 3 days.
In the first sentence, she then says, we're happy to help our neighbors. And who do you think is happy? Based on the context, we can see that she lives in a small village. A village is a very small town in the countryside, or also known as rural area. When she says we, she is mentioning or referring to the villagers in the small town. So now we know that the villagers are the ones who are happy, including herself. Now, let's analyze the second sentence. She then says, but how long are they planning to stick around? Her second sentence is pretty interesting. It expresses an uncertainty and even a subtle form of complaint. Why? Well, her second sentence expresses uncertainty because she, or the villagers in this case, are not sure about how long the neighbors are going to stick around. It also expresses a form of complaint because of the long stay of the neighbors in the village. You can even notice her tone of voice changes a little bit. The third sentence, which shows an idiom, even emphasizes her second sentence, which I'll explain in a minute. Before I move to the third sentence, however, let's see what the phrasal verb to stick around means, which is the phrasal verb of this video. The phrasal verb stick around means to stay somewhere longer and wait for someone or for something to happen. Let's take a look at some examples. I'll stick around and see what happens. Why don't you stick around and have dinner with us? Could you please stick around? I would like to talk to you later. Why don't you stick around for a while after the birthday party? We stuck around because she invited us to dinner. Stuck is the past tense of the verb stick. So, stick is the present tense and stuck is the past tense. Let's go back now to dialogue and analyze her third sentence. She then says, you know the old saying, guests and fish start to stink after 3 days. First, let's break this down. The word saying, or old saying, as she said, is a well-known phrase or statement that expresses an idea that most people believe it is true and wise. It's the same as the word proverb. The old saying or proverb that she says, guests and fish start to stink after 3 days, means that the house guests who keep prolonging a visit start to become tiresome for the homeowner. In other words, they are overstaying their welcome, which is an expression that has the same meaning as the idiom I just explained. The comparison between fish and guest is that if you leave a fish out of the fridge for more than 3 days, it certainly starts to stink, which is a strong and bad smell. And if you'll have a guest that is overstaying one's welcome, then it literally starts to stink like a fish. But it depends, right? If you have a nice house guest, one who's a good friend of yours, then it might be not a problem or tiresome for you, right? Oh yeah, now we can understand her true feelings and complaint. This leads us to believe that she or the villagers are not entirely happy as she said in her first sentence. What do you guys think about it? Is she being phony or not? Someone who is phony is false or insincere, pretending to be something they are not. Well, As for me, I'm not going to be unfair to her, and I'll believe she's being sincere and true, and that she just doesn't want the neighbors to overstay their welcome, and that's all. Let's review some of the important words in the video. Break down. To divide or separate something into parts to be analyzed so that it is easier to do or understand. Village. A very small town in the countryside. Stick around. To remain a place for longer than you originally intended, especially in order to wait for something to happen. Subtle. Not easy to notice or understand unless you pay careful attention. Complaint. A statement that you are unhappy or not satisfied with something. Old saying or proverb. A well-known phrase or statement that expresses an idea that most people believe it is true and wise. Tiresome. Making you feel annoyed or bored. Homeowner. A person who owns a home, apartment, etc. Fridge. It means refrigerator, a machine that keeps food and drinks cold. Stink. To have a strong and very unpleasant smell. Phony. Someone who is insincere and pretends to be something they're not. Now, let's listen to the dialogue one more time.
We're happy to help our neighbors, but how long are they planning to stick around? You know the old saying, guests and fish start to stink after 3 days.
That's it for today. In this video, you will learn the phrasal verb to stick around, the idiom guests and fish start to stink after 3 days, and some other words in the vocabulary review. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate you hitting the like button, favoring the video, and share with your friends. And as usual, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you can be notified when new videos are released. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.